Today, I will share with you what is, in my opinion, the most important habits you need to have that can significantly improve your life. In my case, it absolutely changed my approach of dealing with stress and generally taking care of my mental health. So no, it won't be about how to get more productive or how to set goals better, because I do believe that we actually should do a better job of taking care of ourselves. So this is what you're gonna learn today. Hi everyone, welcome back. Really happy to see you there. I have a new background. It's because I moved. I took a small pause and I'm super excited to create more, hopefully helpful content for you guys. Let's go. Maybe you have heard about the concept of the internal parent, child, and adult. It's basically an idea from psychoanalytic theory that believes that we have three ways of being during interactions with others: the child, the parent, and the adult ego state. We all are using all three in our lives and switch from one to another, and this is absolutely fine. Adult is when we are objective, when we act rationally, when we treat other people as equals. Child comes when we are playful, impulsive, emotional, while being compliant and submissive. And parents come into play when we are lecturing someone, when we are judging, give advice, criticize, or take care of someone. Again, we're having all three within us, and this is absolutely fine. We use different states in different situations of our lives. This is quite a famous concept, and a lot of people are familiar with that. But what not a lot of people know is that there are actually two types of parents: criticizing and nurturing. Please bear with me because this is actually important. As adults, we often replicate the behavior that we have been observing in our childhood. And if our parents were only showing to us, let's say, the critical, the controlling side, it means that we adapt the same behavior and replicate it in the future. And in the future, we show the same controlling approach, not only to our children, although that also happens often, but we show this treatment towards ourselves. Let me explain you how it works. If we only saw a controlling and judging behavior towards us, when we as adults experience tough times or dark emotions, we simply replicate the way our parents reacted and do the same to ourselves. To understand what I mean, just imagine a sad child. What would you do with the sad kid? I don't know, maybe you're in a party and you see that everyone is having fun except one child who is sitting aside and being sad. Would you ask other kids to go and play with him or her? Would you approach this kid and say that it's not okay that he or she is spoiling the party for everyone? Would you try to force a child, to trick a child in some way? All these are just examples of how we treat a child that experience dark emotions. But the same works with our inner child. We are all emotional sometimes, and it's normal to experience emotions. And when we are, it triggers all these parent thoughts in our mind. And because many of us unfortunately didn't observe a caring or nurturing parent, but rather a criticizing, judging parent, we did not develop this caring parent in our minds. So when we are ourselves in a dark place, we are not capable of showing compassion towards ourselves. We just never saw how it's done. Let me ask you, can you recall thinking that you're not doing enough? You're too weak, too irresponsible, too fat, too stupid, too anything. We think these thoughts because we're having a voice of controlling parents in our head that criticize us. This is what we often, unfortunately, have heard from our parents, and this is a type of thoughts that we replicate as adults in our mind. First, it's okay if you feel this way because so many of us do. Not all of us have been blessed with caring parents, and sometimes it wasn't even their fault. Maybe your parents were busy working for you to actually survive. Or maybe in their time the social perception of what is good parent was just different. We don't choose our parents, they are who they are. But what we can do as adults is to develop this caring and nurturing parents in our minds for ourselves. Don't get me wrong, controlling parent is good, controlling parent is helpful sometimes, but we need another one too. Now, I'm gonna share with you a two-step formula that I want you to use for yourself. This is what a caring parent would do to a sad child, and this is what you should be able to do for yourself if you're feeling down, sad, or frustrated. Step 1. Ask yourself, what is wrong. If you feel that something is bothering you, take a moment, take a pause and ask yourself, what is with me? And allow yourself to actually answer. Even doing that sometimes helps a lot. When we are allowing ourselves to admit that we're feeling sad or frustrated or angry, or we feel that we are not treated fairly, it's already a huge step forward. And step 2, show yourself compassion. After you said what is actually bothering you, you need to show compassion to yourself. And yes, of course, you can come up with 100 ways of how you can get out of the situation and million things that you did wrong and you ended up here because of that. But now it's not a time for that. Just pause it all for a second. What you would do to an upset kid and what you should be able to do with yourself is to say, it's okay that you feel sad. It's really crappy that happened to you. It's unfair and you don't deserve this. And I'm sorry this happens to you. This is a nurturing parent's words. So don't blame yourself. Don't say, oh, it's life, move on already. Because right now you need a caring parent to do the job. Just be there for yourself. Show yourself this compassion. And I know that it may be awkward and uncomfortable to say these things to yourself at first. That's all right. I feel the same way. Everyone feels the same way. But you have to learn how to do that. Because this is how we can support ourselves when we're going through a tough time. This is how you can take a better care of yourself while developing a caring parent habits. Every time you feel sad or frustrated, you can develop it by having this interaction with yourself in your mind. Of course, that's not it. There are a lot of things that you can do to improve your life, to improve your mental health, to help you when you're dealing with stress or anxiety. But I believe that caring parent is a basic thing. It's like a foundation of our mental health that if you will manage to develop, will support you in a lot of other areas of your life. Remember, it's a muscle. It does not train overnight. So you need to go back to this exercise for it to stick. So this habit of treating yourself with care and compassion is, in my humble opinion, the single most important thing that you could do to yourself. And many of us experience an enormous stress that often we cannot actually do anything about. So I really hope that this habit will be helpful to you guys. Let me know if you can relate to the problems I have shared in this video, and I will see you in the comment section. Bye!